So the SEC continuing to suffer. So they just backed out of the Paxos BNB stablecoin lawsuit, admitted defeat. We just saw the judge in that case a couple of weeks ago essentially say that, I don't even remember the quote, but essentially another judge saying that the SEC filed a frivolous lawsuit, that they have no idea what they're talking about, and err on the side of Paxos. So they lose that lawsuit as well. And again, for them to not actually go to the finish line and just actually drop out of it and quit. I mean, maybe they see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
This is good. I mean, it clears the way for stable coins yet again. And again, another SEC loss and admittance of a loss. And obviously, on this show, we're always relating it back to the corrupt, incompetent lawsuit that they filed against Richard Hart. What do you think? Could that be an eventuality of this case, which would be very interesting? They get further down the line. Unfortunately, the big date was July the 8th, where we thought we were going to see the SEC's response to the motion to dismiss of that case. We don't get to see it. I think you brought up a great point and probably hit the nail on the head, Ewok, that there's probably very personal Richard Hart information contained within that. So they did not want that to be made public. So that's understandable. We did see a lot of Richard Hart's tweets after that, though, where he was basically reiterating, like, hey, guys, the SEC is still trying to sue blockchain entities, dum-dums. So it kind of airmails that they didn't really change too much in their response to the motion to dismiss. It's likely just a reiteration, which we assumed, of their initial complaint. So what do you make of the SEC backing out of this Paxos thing? And then, yeah, I mean, is there a potential that they could do that with this Pulse Chain lawsuit eventually as well? Unfortunately, we didn't see the details of their last filing, but I know you probably know the date. I forget Richard Hart's exact date in August where they get to respond back, but hopefully we'll glean some more info by then. But yeah, what do you think of that?
I think it's August 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I could be wrong completely.
I'll try to look it up.
That number out, but yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think precedent. We keep going back to that word precedent, and the more of these that the judges see that are just gross misuse of power by these people, where they don't have a leg to stand on, I really feel that we need more of them, right? The more of them that happen, the more likely it is that they throw this one out too. Now, I think some of this case may get dismissed. There are certain things that will probably are easily proven otherwise anyway. So they could be quick and easy, like the misuse of funds, right? If that's provable and there are receipts that never spent anybody's money on anything that you're talking about, if they can prove that, then that part gets thrown out and easily gone away. The big thing now that we have to worry about is, it's weird because we see it, we know it, we live it every day when we're looking at our stuff, and but the normies don't understand that you can't sue blockchain, right? You've got the guy of Tornado Cash still sitting in jail, I believe, for creating software. There are all kind of softwares out there that people use for bad reasons, and do bad things with it. And I don't know that the creator of those are sitting in jail, because it's just not, you can't sue blockchain, and that's the problem, right? So they need a fall guy. So that's why I don't know that they'll ease up on Richard. He has been more vocal, though. It's almost like the leash got a little bit looser, if you haven't noticed, on some of his tweets, and there's a little bit different feeling about some of his tweets now. So I find that interesting. So I kind of take it as a good way that maybe they did get some good news, because they know what the reply says. The lawyers know, they just haven't made it public yet, and they won't do that until their reply is final. And I think then they put everything out together, at least what isn't censored or Privacy Act or whatever it may be. So
right,
I've just noticed a different tone to his tweets, and I find that interesting. It's almost like a good sign, that, like I said, the leash has lessened a little bit, And yeah, anyway, the Paxos thing's good. I think it gives us a little bit of precedent, to move forward on, and whether it be just wishful thinking or not. I don't see this completely getting dismissed. I do see parts of it getting tossed, and hopefully that makes the trial itself a little bit shorter. So
yeah, August 22nd is the date actually for Richard Hart's response. And I
cool.
agree with you. Yes, his tweets have gotten, and that's always been a great indicator of like his kind of aggressiveness and his openness to communicate things in tweets is a definite bullish factor, because he's not dumb enough that he's going to just fly off the handle and do that stuff on his own, So I think that that's definitely a great point. And I do think that he feels really bullish about it, and obviously thinks that the SEC's response was worth wiping your ass with, probably. So
right.
yeah, it'll be really interesting to see where we go.